Good evening, folks. There we go. Was it live? Yes, it is live. Let me retweet this. Hey, Nolton, welcome. Hey, Convert. No steak. Got some ribs, though. It's pretty good. Got another set in as well. 195 bench for 8 at the end of the workout is not bad. Before I hurt my shoulder and when I was 20 pounds heavier, my best was 210 for 10. So, I'd say I'm, for the body weight, stronger now than then, and if I put a few more pounds back on, we should get it. Okay. Time for whatever the hell we were doing before. Back in Maryland? Yes. You can see that from the gym and servers behind me. Hey Aziz, welcome. Where were we? Right, we were working on Constellation. Quick preview for those who haven't seen it yet. This is the current state of Puffer Constellation. This is the latest project. We are sprucing it up right now. There's one more feature left to implement, but pretty much I gotta spruce it up first. We're gonna make it look good. We're gonna get that last feature in, and then we should have a pretty well complete version of this week. And this dashboard thing is about 1/3 of the next update. So, good progress. I've spent now probably a total of 2 weeks of work on this thing. But like half of that work was not writing this C version. Half that work was the prototype and figuring out what plots to even use. And like experiment management and stuff. So, pretty good time. I think this is pretty cool. Like, are these points always the same size? Yeah, if you get closer, they're always the same size, which I like. This is nice. Right. So we're gonna make this spin less fast first. Where'd PufferLib go? Here? Yeah, here. Oh, and I'm getting my music. Evening stream. Gotta keep myself awake. Somebody explain why I don't have access to these functions. Undeclared function get camera up. Private? This is C. Are you using Arch? Nope, this is Ubuntu. Tryhard undergrad me used Arch. Now I am arguably more tryhard, but I try hard on other things. So I guess the Omarchy things kind of brought Arch back and made it kind of easy now, right? It used to be like 2 days to install the bloody thing. Hmm. Is this like a version diff thing? I mean, I guess this could be version diff, right? I'd be shocked, but... Oops. I guess I just downloaded Bind, so here. I gotta go look up. Can I get... Do they have their branches tagged like this? Literally just master branch, wow. No version branches. One branch project. No dev branches. Holy Chad. Alright, well, we'll see. Well, no, wait, this is 5.5. I have the latest one. Why the hell do I not have this? Do I just need this crap too? Ah, I see. Much better. Nice slow rotate. Yeah, there we go. That's a nice vibe. Here we are. This should not go underneath this, though, right? Oh, that's a little awkward. Heh. Well, that's just a sizing issue. Really hate Python that much? Even just... Does this look like just data viz to you? Alright, let me show you something. I'm gonna just lag for 5 seconds. Cool. Here's Python. This wasn't easier. And it's slow. And it's hard to customize. This sucks. This is awesome. Stupid Python language. I'm trying to think what to do with this because it's simultaneously too colorful, but also like not going to be there's not going to be enough contrast. The hell is that convert? That's not even bad, dude. That's just type promotion. The thing that's bad in Python is you write a for loop, and then you wait until you're 80 before it finishes. That's the thing that's bad with Python. And then people start not writing for loops because they want to use Python but fast, and then they write awful shit. It wouldn't be any easier, is the thing. So if I have the choice between writing it in, like, annoying language that's not easier and is slow, and has depths, or I can just write it in C and have my life be easier, and have it be more custom, and have it be faster, and also have it run locally like an app like this, why wouldn't I just do this? And there's a difference between having to have it super optimized and, like, literally everything lagging for 3 seconds. This is not super optimized. This is just base performance you get out of writing shit in C. Look, a UI that actually is responsive. Am I crazy for wanting to get rid of the axis labels? They really don't do much. I'll keep them here. And then obviously here. I can't figure out what to do with the colors more than anything. Pressure to ship code is just too high. And then you ship garbage. I guarantee you go do something like this, you write something low level. 1, you'll be a better programmer. 2, you just write better code. 3, everything is fast. And 4, it turns out this is actually just easier. What the project is, the goal of this? Well, you're looking at one very small part of a much bigger project. The goal is to make reinforcement learning sane, generally available, fast, and actually work. So all of these are RL environments. Most of these you can train on your laptop in a few seconds. These are agents running in your browser. These are just running, like, on a single thread on your local machine. Not just games. We've also got drones and driving sims and stuff. So that's PufferLib. What I'm doing right now is visualization work as part of the next update. So this is visualizing what's going to be the largest ever set of publicly available reinforcement learning experiments. And I'm trying to come up with nice ways to visualize stuff, and then today I'm having a little bit of fun making it pretty. M gets to 1.0 perf, then drops. If you can just stop and have it be stable, then yeah. You probably just have some hypers. Okay, the thing I can't figure out how to do right now is I'm probably going to end up with like 25 plus environments, right? So how do we show all these different ends? Yeah, go do some sweeps. Yeah, so this is the thing I can't figure out. I really don't want to have... Because look, I can also just do this. Oops. That's the slow, shitty Python version. And, like, that's pretty freaking cool, right? But the thing is, now I can't tell anything apart. And even if I do this, like, you still can't tell anything apart, right? It's real cool. What do the vectors represent? So here, let me get the data. Let me get this back so you can actually see it. Let me pause my music so I stop yelling. All right, so here's the oops. All right, so each color is a different environment. Each point is a different experiment. This is like maybe 10% or less of the total number of experiments that I've run. These are just the Pareto optimal experiments. So this is the best subset of all the experiments that I've run. There are 3 axes. You can set them to anything that you want. It's currently steps and cost versus on the up axis is score. So it's if you use more compute or if you use more data. How does performance change? You can plot anything you want in 3D here. Similarly, we have a plot whatever you want, any metrics from any environment or all environments in 2D, including the color. Right, so you basically have a full data suite, 2D and 3D analysis here of all your experiments, or individual environments worth of experiments, however you like. This down here, these sections are dedicated to hyperparameter tuning and stuff. So this is an embedding plot of all the different hyperparameter settings for all the different runs. So what this means is basically that for a lot of these environments, they just have very different hyperparameter settings, and you can kind of tell which environments are which just by their hyperparameter settings. And this is going to lead to further analysis that's going to be done like offline, where the results are not a graph, the results are just a set of hyperparameters you should use, but this is going to give you visual intuition for what's going on. And then this one is the hyperparameter stable range. So here I can say for all experiments that have performance above 0.5 and cost no more than 100 seconds to run, what are the regions for which I have good hyperparameter values? And I can just get this result from here. So this is essentially just a toolkit for understanding everything possible about your experiments. And this is going to come with all of this data here, plus more that I'm still running, loaded in. So it'll come with the largest set of publicly available RL experiments out there, and you can also load your own in for analysis. And the idea is that this is going to be the most powerful visualization toolkit available in reinforcement learning. It's super fast, it's super convenient, it runs on your browser, it runs locally, it's super snappy, it can handle a lot of data, and it looks very nice as well. Welcome to Puffer Constellation. Yeah, I'd like it to be, I'd like to actually have it look good, and I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm not an artist. Hardware RL? What do you mean hardware RL? Have them fade down and twinkle. I have to add in selection still. I think there's going to be a tooltip for selection. But, like... Alright, this is, like, not colorful and not enough color, right? Buffer database. I'm just gonna give you a single binary. We could do something like this where it's a restricted range, I guess. I will have it support hover, Ethan. I haven't implemented that yet, but yeah, I'll have it support hover. That's not hard. At least it shouldn't be. Why is there green in here? Isn't it hue 0 to 180? Could be any green. Not hugging face for puffer. Just like a simple binary format. Yeah, so why is there green in this? Am I giving it hue values over, Oh, is this thing getting, hang on. Try this. That was a quick dinner, yep. Why is there green? Am I dumb? Green is supposed to be down here. Oh, wait. Oh, it goes up. Oh, I'm doing it backwards because I'm okay. So I actually want to do from... So this is 360. 180 to 360, I see. Well, this just gives you a bunch of magenta. Thank you for color picker. Do you have a script to automate Do you run the sweep and then you choose the best parameter? It's partially automated, let's say. Does not have pictures. Is there like a color space that just does cleanly red and blue without going through pink? Yeah. We actually had like a Rocket Lander M that I started and didn't finish. This has so many stupid ads. There we go. Yours does not have the color chart on it. There we go. We could do green-blue pretty easy, right? $120. It's like 120 to 240, right? Oh, actually, no. Yeah, we can do 120 to 240. That's pretty nice. This is not divergent enough is the problem. Like, it looks nice. It really depends more on the problem complexity, Ethan. Oh, that looks nice. Look at this. That actually looks pretty solid. Except for the colors. All right, here. I mean, look. I'll tell you what I have left to do. Hang on. So, there are a few things. First of all, I am actually trying to figure out how to make this thing look nice. And the problem with the colors is not just me trying to figure out what colors look pretty. It's the fact that, like, I have a ton of different types of data in here, and it's actually really hard to represent, like, that many different types of things without just making everything rainbow, right? Because if you make everything rainbow, you get a whole bunch of different colors, so it's easier to differentiate stuff, but then everything is rainbow, which is kind of obnoxious. Um, so I kind of need, I'm probably just going to have like some global settings, right? Where you can just set the color scheme of stuff. I might have to do that. We'll see. So that's one thing. Then there are a few more UI features to implement, like, hover, having drop downs. I gotta retheme like these drop downs here, so I have to have a nice theme for these. I'm probably gonna like clean some stuff up because like there's no point in having plots with axes that don't tell you anything, right? Like you don't need to write value or hyperparameter here. You can just have this take up the full space and have it be cleaner and less cluttered. So I'm going to do some stuff like that. And then the one other feature I have to write that's really complicated is there's like hyperparameter selection based stuff. So basically, like, I want to be able to highlight connections between points in this graph, such as is there a set of hyperparameters for which lots of environments have similar hyperparameters that all do well? Stuff like that I want to be able to visualize. You're actually going to get connections between the little points, like a constellation, if you would. Eh? Could you make it shine brighter on the Pareto frontier? Oh, okay, yeah, 1 second. Let me just do that for you. I got you, man. This entire thing is the Pareto frontier. These 2,000 some odd points are all Pareto points. I filtered this down from like 40,000 points. So how's this look? Super bright, right? I could just stick some global settings up there, right? It's a lot of M's together. Yeah, exactly, right? This is all the M's. I can do just one env, right? You can get your Pareto front for just one env, like this. This is just Pong. Or say, where's breakout? Just breakout? Pretty sweet looking. Alright, so I think that we'll solve the color scheme bullshit thing just by adding multiple schemes in. We'll just add like a global scheme option because people are going to want an option to disable this anyways if they want like publication figs. You can have, we'll just have like a I am boring or whatever option. Disable the shaders. Different datasets using one. Mechanics, I tried that. There is not enough variation in one color to actually give you meaningful separation of more than like 5 or 6 different types of points. We have 12 different types of points, and we're going to end up with like 25 plus, maybe 30. Let's right now... I think let's right now just do... Yeah, let's remove some axes. Let's clean this up, and we'll come back to that. I could always give this to XOR Dev. I think he does contracts work. He does contract work. I could always get him to look at it and say, hey, make it pretty. Dream's Jacobian attribution. Jacobian attribution. Wait, you're thinking of correlation-based stuff, right? I'm talking about if you have something that is, you have a set of hyperparameters or a very small space of hyperparameters across all the different values, like all the different hypers you have, not just subsets of them, that work across all different ends. I think it's a bit different. Oh, that was the wrong one. This is Fig 2. Yeah, so that is cool looking, but not what we want, right? It's honestly not bad. You kind of need the axes for Fig 2, though. Fig 3 for sure. Hyperparams do depend on the architecture to some degree at the least. Yep. No free lunch. Meta RL for hypers. Good luck. It's hard. Pretty solid. This is T-Snee. That's you pretty much you have this pretty much with T-Snee, don't you? Margin need to be different. We can just do auto fit margins, I think. This is gonna be cleaner though. That's pretty viz, yeah, right? Isn't this cool? I actually... Hey guys, actually I had an idea. Okay, do you think that this looks better if I move this UI control to the bottom left and I move this to the... If I, like, move the UIs to the corners, basically, do you think it looks better? Or is that crazy? So you basically get all the graphs uninterrupted. You don't care about cluster in the sense of doing processing with them. No, it's... We are using them for real stuff, Lucid. You will see more of that if you stick around. Like, there is going to be more analysis done on this. It's that basically I already built a prototype, so I know pretty much how everything is going to shake out. The only thing I don't know is how we're going to lay everything out and make this nice and make this responsive and stuff. So I'm, like, fixing this stuff now, and then I'm going to do more of that. Should I try it? Move this to the bottom, see what happens? I guess the only thing is the drop down would have to go upwards. Which I don't know if the Raylib drop down can go up. There's probably some version of it, though, that can. All on the top. I think that's going to be confusing if the controls for each plot are not next to each plot. Right? You mean just have, like, one big control bar with everything? I guess, actually. You might be right. That would give me room for my logo as well. We do have hover. It probably should not be red, but we do have hover for the fields. Endgame is a 9-figure OpenAI acquisition. I'd way rather that the end game for this be that we advance RL in the open and we get 9 figures worth of revenue with contracts. That'd be way better. The goal of this is not to get acquired. Like, that could happen, I guess, but the goal of this is to advance science and make enough money in the process. I know. I interned at OpenAI for like 6 months during my undergrad, and it was a really awesome place back then, but they don't do the same stuff anymore. No licensing model. It's all open source. We just do contracted work and we do really good stuff. People pay us for custom sims, custom RL stuff, R&D, that sort of thing. I really honestly I haven't done a ton on the business side, and the business side is already doing like relatively decent. Like, it's profitable, so paid off all the servers as well. You know, this is a terrible idea, but I'm doing this anyways. I'm gonna put this into Grok and just see. Ticker for axis. Have a ticker for the axis and put them all above. When you say all above, do you mean like put the second row stacked underneath the first row? Company's name is Puffer AI. It's at puffer.ai. Okay, I hate this. So we definitely know not to do what Grok says. Hmm. One person? Nah, Spencer's working on it full time. Plus we do contracting. We'll likely do some expansion as well. I'm currently using WSL for dev. Want to get a mini PC. I don't know anything about. I don't know what an MSA2 is. Having a dedicated Linux machine is good though. I think I missed something from one of those mechanics. You can have a ticker, all of them in the same row with numbering. Let me just think what that would look like. It is probably the easiest thing to do. We can just try it real quick, right? What do we think about this, guys? Yeah, you're kind of right. Do you have deep technical differentiation? Well, yes. Hang on. Lucid, my background is I'm an MIT PhD. I've been doing ML since I was 16. I've been doing RL since OpenAI days, like 2018-ish, maybe. My PhD is in multi-agent RL. I built Neural MMO. It's the largest scale, largest multi-agent thing in academic research. I've been building this for the last year and a half. It's the fastest growing reinforcement learning library. It has multi-million step per second training. It has custom sims. I've built all the infrastructure for custom sims. There's a lot of stuff behind it. And also, there's basically nobody doing this who is remotely qualified at the moment. Yeah, I know Carbon. I'm doing this instead. Because the thing about this is, I can basically guarantee the future of this field. If I could do this for the next couple of years, like pretty much with the progress we've made in the last year and a half and the remaining questions that are open, I can pretty much guarantee that we have the field where it always should have been. Like stable, mature, working roughly out of the box on tons of new problems. Um, like that's gonna happen in the next year, maybe two max. Oh yeah, and Lucid, this UI has just been like my project for the last week. This is like one of the new things for the next update. There's a lot more than this. The experiments and stuff behind this have been the project for more than the last week, but just these visuals have been the project for like the last week. Undergrad's cool. There's not really much reason for me to use it until it has parity with PyTorch perf on NVIDIA hardware. But right behind me, right over there, two of those boxes up there, those are tiny boxes. They're running our experiments right now. The NVIDIA ones, though, not the AMD ones. So do I want to auto-fit the margins? I think if I want to auto-fit margins or what I want to do. I think we do manual margins, right? I think I just add like a left versus right, top versus bottom. And I think we just fit everything nicely. I don't like how, in order to make this thing not clip, you have to be super far zoomed out. Right? Like, look how far out I have to zoom to not clip. That's kind of annoying, right? Let me ask you some questions. Market's guaranteed in 2 years. Eating your lunch? Lucid, I literally don't care, is the thing. They can do that if they want, but, like, I'm always gonna have a job anyways. And I think I'm probably gonna make money in the interim anyways. And I'm going to get deeper into applications than the big labs are willing to. And this field is not going anywhere if I don't do this. Nobody else is doing this. So it's basically like there is a business model, right? And it does make money. It already makes money. but it's secondary, right? So basically, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of ways that the business side could get, overtaken or whatever. Regardless, I am going to guarantee the future of this field. And I am almost certainly, barring other stuff like that, I'm almost certainly going to make a ton of money in the process anyways. So, yeah. I mean, ultimately, if you hand me $1 billion today, I'm kind of gonna do the same stuff I've been doing anyways, and just like try to keep advancing different areas of science. That's sort of where I get my kicks from. So, like, I expect that I'm going to make plenty of money doing this anyways. This is kind of a decent viewing size, right? Like this. You probably just need to go tech maturity, Lucid. It's based on the progress that we've made in the last year and a half and how much stuff I know there is left to do. Let's see. Do you think getting into RL deeply is still worth it? Of course. It's not being oversaturated. Are you kidding me? Literally everybody's trolling. Nobody knows what they're doing. Like, outside of RL for LLMs, which is kind of a joke. Like, literally nobody knows what they're doing. Great time to learn some RL. That's too close, right? Recently, like, physics to do RL-based physics system. That's awesome. Good for you, man. That sounds cool. What do you think we should be learning instead? Yeah, it's kind of the coolest thing. Like, when you just see the RL working, it's so freaking cool. There's really nothing else like it. That's why there's so many new people, like, picking up PufferLib and why we've got all these new hobbyists into the field. It's like we've actually made it pretty accessible, and it's just so cool, you know? Okay, this is, like, slightly... Alright, that's decent. Like this for now. We're getting more streams? Yeah, I'm pretty much just doing this all the time now. I have one meeting tomorrow morning, and then I'll be keeping streaming a bunch. Is the PufferLib onboarding just a Twitter blog post? Yes, literally. If you do that, you will become very, very capable. That's basically what Spencer did, and now he's doing a lot of stuff with the clients with us. Right? I mean, we're basically just working on this together now. It used to be really, really hard to do anything on RL, and it's just gotten a lot easier. In a month. It won't take a month before you have a decent env PR. If you at least know, like, some basic low-level dev, you will literally have a basic env in a few days. Like, you'll probably have something that's worth PRing within a week. Oh, implementing your own algorithms, Carbon, sucks, FYI. Like, if you try to go implement your own PPO, you will just suffer. Read the blog post to figure out why. After messing with model-based stuff, you think it has potential? It's tough, Pascal, because, like, it sounds so promising, right? Like, the idea makes so much sense, but then like, the gap between that as it's written on paper and that when you go to try to chuck it on your own problem is so freaking huge. For the time being, I like my approach better, I will say. For the time being, I like the stuff that I'm doing better. The stuff I'm doing is basically... So the bet that I'm taking, basically, is we can just do cracked out simulation engineering, and that's a way better way to solve problems. The world model thing is like, it's the scaling bet, right? Like, oh, this scales. But the thing is, the base method is just crap, right? So I would be very surprised if we had, like, world models PufferLib style, where you can take, like, you know, world models, throw it on any of the puffer M's, and do it on your desktop in a few minutes. If you could do that, then I would very much reconsider. Like, let's say that you could spend, instead of spending 3 seconds on Pong, let's say you could spend 30 seconds on Pong and solve it with, like, 50,000 samples or something, and then that actually worked for all the other puffer M's, then I would be a lot more convinced. If we had good world models, the work here would be beneficial. Yeah, of course, Carbon. Halfway through Sutton's book, do you think they're recommendations? Yeah, Timo, my guide on X. So, honestly, the stuff I recommend is a lot easier than Sutton and Bardo to go through. It's like my most popular piece of content as well. I'll put it in the chat since we got a whole bunch of new people in here. So this guide, it's like all my best advice. And honestly, if you're not like a super experienced programmer who's like sure that they figured everything out already, there's good information in here as well in the newbier one. This just has like all my best advice in one place. And there's like, it's not just programming. There's advice for like how to think about science as well in here. You know? We're gonna finish the margin thing, right? Whoop. Something happened. Here we are. The heck happened here? What do you mean determine what the mapping is? I do not understand question. What M does a model need to be trained on? You train it on an M that looks a lot like the specific app. So I think you're thinking like LLMRL, man. In LLMRL, it's like, oh, what do we train our big models on? And what I do, it's like, let's just build a simulator of whatever problem that we're interested in. We build it as fast as possible, as accurate as it needs to be. We randomize the crap out of it. We pump like a petabyte of data through it if we have to, because we can actually just do that easily, and we win. Yep, exactly, mechanics. And then we simply get really good at writing sims. What the heck is up with this thing? This one's correct. The tick that's off? Oh, wait, no, it's right. Hmm? Yeah, this is right. There you go. That's quite nice. Would you recommend a PhD? I only recommend people who are dead set on doing a PhD do a PhD. I do not go out of my way to try to convince anybody to do a PhD, even under the best of circumstances. And if you are smart, I will just straight up discourage you from doing a PhD anywhere outside of the top few labs. Here we are. Much nicer, right? I would say it's not, you definitely don't need a PhD to do meaningful novel work. It's a lot harder to get a job without it. But that's not the same thing, and there are exceptions. But like, okay, here's the real situation, right? It's like, if you're outstanding, the traditional path kind of sucks for anything, right? Because the traditional task just wastes your bloody time for the sake of gaining some credentials that don't actually help you do what you want to do other than getting your foot in the door. It doesn't actually teach you shit, right? Whereas just learning stuff on your own, if you're smart, you maximize the amount of time you spend actually getting good at the thing, but then you have to overcome this very large measurement gap in which, like, the people you want to work with can't actually tell if you're good or not, right? So in my case, I kind of have both because I've done, like, non-traditional stuff, where I've kind of done just, like, a bunch of crazy out there projects, but I also have a Stanford BS and an MIT PhD. So if you're the traditional type where you can't see past credentials, I have them. If you aren't and if you only care about good work, I have plenty of it lying around, right? So I'm kind of sitting pretty, and I'm not necessarily the best person to ask for advice if you aren't. I at least try to be aware of that, and I try to kind of lay it out, right? Like, the interviewing game sucks. The, like, get recognized because you're really good path is also very hard, right? And that's about the best answers I can give you at 8 p.m. Like, you're talking to a guy that was been in school until he was 27, had a couple internships, like, saw the big company life, went screw that, and started his own crazy little private lab, and is now working out of a warehouse in Maryland, half filled with, well, almost entirely filled with gym equipment and servers, and currently talking about himself in the third person. That's who you're talking to for advice on that side of things. Now, if you want to know how to get good at RL, on the other hand, I can absolutely help you with that. Right? I can absolutely help you get good at RL. And in fact, the cool thing, so I've been a little bit, okay, real talk, right? Like, I've been a little bit spotty on it lately because I've been working on all this stuff and I have not had time to do PR reviews. But, like, I do periodically go through and do full code reviews of contributed environments. If you're already writing, like, passable code, that is a very, very good way to learn. Is just, like, make some M's, contribute them to Puffer, and I will give you feedback on stuff. That's kind of the best deal out there. I do that because these M's are really, really helpful for research, and we get more people into the space by doing that. I'm not giving you my precise geolocation, but my family has a farm, and I'm just here, and I got my servers, I got my gym equipment. I'm having a good time just sitting here coding. See ya, man. Thanks for tuning in. Columbia, I see. Do you have a favorite env? Absolutely. Follow up to my PhD. 1000 agent environment, miniature MMO, leveling, armor, equipment, weapons, combat, progression, trade, dynamic economy, tool usage. Based on my own research from the last, like, almost decade of my life. Really fun to watch as well. Neural MMO 3. How do you win the game? You can play it. If you just hit control on the website, you can take over for the agent. The goal is to just get max level at the moment. And the model is about a third of the way through the game. So it is not a solved problem. Big 2 looks a little tight. Okay, cool. So this is compact. And we probably just have to add in a tiny bit more, like a tiny bit of margin back, so that it doesn't look so cramped. Like 10 maybe. What do we think, guys? I don't know why it's... Some stuff got a little scrunched somehow here. Probably just the width of this, right? I'll reverse the draw order of these. Reverse the draw order is an easy trick. I'm reversing the draw order so that, well, it was so that the, what? The heck? Oh. Yeah, I just messed it up. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Ah, shoot. You have to reverse the UI draw, but not the fig draw. Okay, hang on. Give the sparkling chart. Welcome, Qwerty. Model will beat the game. Oh no. Well, we will beat the game, but like not the current model just by running it for longer. All right, so we want to draw these backwards, right? We draw 3 and 4, and then we draw 1 and 2. So we get the draw orders right. And now, when I click this, how the hell is this still underneath? Wait, what? Oh, I just copied the wrong thing. We're good. Yeah, these draw textures. Okay, now look at this. The UIs don't overlap. It's lovely. This is a puffer constellation. Ta-ta. Beautiful. I love my UI. This is awesome. -1 plus doing a target and continuous reward shaping. There you go, Carbon. We're gonna make I'm gonna make a quick commit before I mess anything up. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'm gonna do a couple sets, and then we're gonna have half an hour left in the stream for maybe we'll just chill out and do some UI styling stuff. And if I get bored of that, maybe I'll figure out how I draw the puffer. I'm gonna make a constellation out of the puffer. It's gonna happen. Be fun. Amateur art class here. Let's see. Can I? Yeah, I have the bench in the frame. I'll be right back. Ugh. One sec. I think I get a couple more in. That'd be good. All right. A satisfactory number of bench and cable curl sets have been completed for the day. Literally just get my whole workout in throughout the day. Right, we were gonna just fix up the theming, right? Oops, here. GUI set style. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. I'm having a bit of trouble with this. Um, Oh, do I have this thing backwards? Oh, that's log. Alright, whatever. Oh, did this actually work? Is that my font? That looks like the font, isn't it? I can't tell. See you, Carbon. Okay, so it's not embedding my font. That didn't friggin' work. Welcome, Lambda. Can I just do style.font? Does that work? I'm just trying to figure out how to get this thing to the textiles to load. Yeah, see, it's just falling back and not loading the font. Does this work? Hang on. Nope. Oh, this is kind of glitchy, isn't it? Alright, what if we just do default? Does this work? This works, right? This is embedded. And this is default font? Yeah, this is the default font. Okay, so can I do the exact same thing, but with this font? Basic care set. Literally nothing. How the hell's that happen? Well, now it loads, but it doesn't load. It doesn't load the font. Oh, you know what this is? I've tried several. We just do GUI set. Wait, can I just do this? Oh, that'll totally do it. Hang on. Well, I didn't do it today. I did it before, man. You know? That's decent. Can probably increase these widths a little bit. Well, let me actually think how much I can. Because it's 960 and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6, 7. Wait, 5, 6, 7, right? 137. That's good. Solid. One last thing I want to do for now, and then I'm going to bed. I just want to start one small thing. Why am I removing the colors? What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I'm messing with color themes for a bit. Not final. Yeah, that's no good. First of all, that's way too many points. That's closer. I'll keep working on this, but not today. I might have to get an artist for that. I don't know how the fuck to do this. I was just trying to figure out a little logo for this, right? I was trying to make a constellation out of the puffer, so we can have like a few dot like puffer constellation thing. If anybody has an idea and wants to give it a whirl, be my guest. Here. I'm just trying to figure out a constellation, right? So if you remove the puffer, because it's the new dashboard bet. Have you seen it? This is the new dashboard. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm trying to figure out. I might be for a lot of my like large scale stuff, but it's part of the update, right? You're still gonna have your support for Wannabe and Neptune. It's just that you can also do this now. I just want to get like a little logo that's maybe somewhere between 4 and 8 stars that represent the pufferfish somehow. I don't know. It's probably something simpler, right? Like, it's probably something like this. So, bet it's you know what a constellation is, right? Like, I'm trying to, it's just points. I need to, like, if you can put, like, somewhere between 4 and 8 points that actually, like, look like the puffer, like Orion, right? Or like this. Something like that, right? I just want to have something that we can use as a, like, for the puffer. I mean, we could just take this thing and have it, like, trace or whatever and have it, like, Light? I don't know. I'm just trying to think of some little thing fun. I mean, I can always get an artist to mess with this stuff, right? I have some people I can give this to. I have someone in mind for this, in fact. Well, I will give you a crack at it then. You may go try. It's actually kind of tricky to do that sort of thing. But right before I go to bed, I mean, take a look at this. Like, take a look at this, right? Like, super snappy. Get individual ones. You can even filter. Yeah, it does twinkle. T-SNE embeddings of hyperparams. I figured that like most of the axes I had were kind of worthless. So I'm going to make it have tooltips. Like you're going to be able to click on points as the next thing. It's pretty nice, right? I was wanting to do something like this from the start. Like as soon as I thought of the name Constellation, right? I don't know. It's a really, really cool thing going on here, and I figured it may as well look the part. I have a couple more features to add in. But I didn't just do the shaders today, right? I also cleaned up the UI, I fixed a ton of bugs, whole bunch of other stuff with it. Admittedly, I probably spent longer than I should have on the shaders because they were kind of jank. But it's not terrible. And I'm still going to be able to clean up the code nicely. Right. Anyways, I gotta go do my stretching. So, for folks who've been watching today for the reasonably long streaming hours, actually, thank you for joining in. All my stuff is free. It's at puffer.ai. It's all open source. If you want to support my project for absolutely free, start the repository. Helps me out a ton. If you're interested in getting involved, check the Discord. If you want all the latest research material and educational content as well, it's on X. And if you happen to be at a company doing reinforcement learning, we have services available as well. Thank you, and I will be back. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow morning. Little bit late, just a little tad late, I think, because I have one meeting. I'll be up